glad you could join me again today. I have a missionary friend named Linda Perkins who's a missionary in Vietnam, and a few months ago or weeks ago she put up a little Facebook post that really caught my attention. It read, "Even a pause is a part of the journey." And it got me thinking about pausing. And I've been meditating and praying about it. Now, pausing is to stop or take a break from an action. Maybe you stop for a cup of coffee, or you take a short walk, or even a day off. And I know we all love those, don't we? And we all need moments to pause as well. But because pauses keep us going, I think we need them. You've got to take those breaks. They even say you should not sit at your computer more than an hour before you get up and take a pause. Go and walk around. It's better for your legs to do that. And pauses give us space for our minds to be more creative. They renew our strength and perspective. They give us time to evaluate, make decisions. So a lot of good things come from pausing along life's journey. And some pauses, like these we're talking about, we choose. But at other times, life has a way of pausing us, or God closes doors and moves things around, bringing a pause because He's going to change our direction. And we need not fear that. I found that those are the very places many times where God meets with me, and we reason together, and I dream, and I gain new perspective, or even receive strength and increased energy to return back then to my appointed mission in life. He just kind of pulls me aside a bit, and we have a chat, and I go back to work. And I'm sure you've probably found the same thing. And did you know that even Jesus paused? I like that other one that says Jesus took time for a nap. Well, here Jesus takes time for a pause. He would just come away from the demands of the masses to be with His Father. So pausing is a discipline that we ought to weave into our lives as well. Because, what does it say? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? So pauses are a necessary part. And I can look back, and I'm sure you can as well, to times when life just kind of went quiet, maybe on purpose, like when we take a break or a scheduled holiday, and maybe not so quiet through illness or loss of a job or retraining. And not all pauses have to be motionless. Lots of things could be happening during a pause, and I believe that we should relish these pauses because these are precious. There are precious joys, really, to be found there in those times. One pause that really annoys me and gives me joy is a pause that was taught to me by my grandmother. She said to me, "Gail, when Tom invites you to go out with him somewhere, drop everything and go. Dishes, housework, laundry, all of that can wait, but your husband wants to be with you, and that cannot wait." So even when I'm in the middle of something that I consider important, if Tom says, "Let's go to the mall," or "Let's go get a coffee," I just push pause and I go. Not grudgingly, but thankful that He's invited me to join with Him, and I have never regretted it. I know there could come a day when I won't hear that invitation, so I'm not going to miss out on it because I'm too selfish or too busy to pause for my husband. And you know what? That laundry and those dishes are still there when I get back. No elves came through and fixed that thing, but I had a good time with my husband. Another pause that annoys me is waiting. That seemingly empty space that curbs productivity. Because I like to keep my to-do list ticking over, and when a project hits a pause, it feels crippling. But I've learned to not sweat the small stuff. Have you ever read that book? It's an older book from somewhere back in the 80s probably. Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It came out years ago, and my mother gave me a copy. It's about stressing over things you can't change, or being overly controlling, or too much of a perfectionist. And I learned a lot about choosing what things really matter and what things don't. It's by a man named Richard Carlson, if you want to check it out. Don't Sweat the Small Stuff is the title. Simple ways to keep little things from overtaking your life. But back to the idea of pausing. If I believe that my times are in God's hands, and they are, every second and moment of them, then I must surrender to the pause on my to-do list and just wait. He just might be protecting me from something or moving things around to make my intended project turn out better. And I've seen that happen many times. So now, most usually, when I hit a pause on my to-do list, I just circle that item and I wait to see what happens. And I just move on to other things while that one is paused. And that keeps me from stressing. I won't forget the item because I've got it written down and circled, but it no longer dominates my thoughts. I want to share with you a little bit about this idea here from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And here's what he says. Remind yourself that when you die, your in basket won't be empty. He says, so many of us live our lives as if the secret purpose is to somehow get everything done. We stay up late, we get up early, we avoid having fun, we keep our loved ones waiting. And sadly, I've seen many people who put off their loved ones so long that the loved ones lose interest in maintaining a relationship. I used to do this myself. Often we convince ourselves that our obsession with our to-do list is only temporary, that once we get through the list, we'll be calm, relaxed, and happy. But in reality, this rarely happens. As items get checked off, new ones simply replace them. The nature of your in basket is that it's meant to have items in it to be completed. It's not meant to be empty. There will always be phone calls that need to be made, projects to complete, and work to be done. In fact, it can be argued that a full in basket is essential for success. It means your time is in demand. Regardless of who you are or what you do, however, remember that nothing is more important than your own sense of happiness and inner peace and that of your loved ones. If you're obsessed with getting everything done, you'll never have a sense of well-being. In reality, most everything can wait. Very little in our lives falls into the emergency category. If you stay focused on your work, all of it will get done. I find that if I remind myself that the purpose of life isn't to get it all done, but to enjoy each step along the way and live a life filled with love, it's far easier for me to control my obsession with completing my list of things to do. Remember, when you die, there will still be unfinished business to take care of. And you know what? Someone else will do it. Tom and I have just returned from 6 weeks in the States, not so much for ministry, but some much-needed family time. We hopped around from Missouri to Oklahoma to Virginia and Georgia, visiting our grandchildren, and went to a family reunion, and sadly we also buried his older brother. And because of this travel and jet lag, along with the upcoming holiday season, I'm going to pause my videos for the next few weeks to get the rest and enjoy the holidays and allow the Lord to renew me. So I pray that you have a blessed holiday season and that you will take several purposeful pauses, time to stop, enjoy your family, smell the roses, and not get stressed by all the small stuff. And Lord willing, I'll see you in the new year.